for those young listeners out there, young in their career, no matter what their license is, it sounds like keep your mind open and offer to talk to people because you never know who they are. You probably won't realize when in conversation with that guy, that Stan Herring, that he is who he is. And I've had that experience as well when, I've been at dinner with like I'm one of 8 people. And about halfway through, I realize I'm the absolute guppy, lowest ranking. I don't even know why I'm here. Can I serve you guys water or something?
Right.
At that
That's the
group.
best
And
table to be at, man, when everybody
yeah,
else
but
makes you feel like that.
yeah, and it's like the quote unquote the old guy was Dr. James Andrews or something like
Oh, yeah.
other end, and we're like,
Who's very approachable and talkable also.
yeah.
I've had conversations with him. He call me Jim. No, nice guy.
Yeah. So there's a perfect example. Jim or James Andrews is literally, for those listeners who might not know that name, he's the father of what you would say modern orthopedic surgery, right? Like he was the first guy that really was like specializing in sports orthopedics, not just like broken bones and stuff. And if you're ever watching an NFL game and they're like, we're going to send it to Birmingham for a second opinion,
Yep.
the second opinion, Birmingham, Alabama is where Jim Andrews is, and that's where they're sending it, right?
Yeah.
But one thing that is shocking to me about him, and that I would say like tip of the cap galore, is the number of that man is the highest ranking orthopedic surgeon in the nation. He doesn't need money, doesn't need anything from anybody, right? Like he's got the Andrews Institute. But how many conferences has he spoken at that are not his own license? Not MD, not surgeon, but talking to the ATCs, talking to the PTs, talking to the chiros, talking to the personal trainer, like the strength coach of NSCA, the National Strength and Conditioning Association conferences. And my gut instinct, after meeting him, and I would be shocked if he accepts a paycheck from those. Maybe he does, but I wouldn't. I wonder if he's just like,
it's a good point.
Just bring me out and I'll do it,
Yeah, along those lines, I'd like to add I'm going to sound old. In this day and age where everybody wants to do everything virtually, go to one of these damn things in person and meet the speakers. If there's a speaker that you're interested in, wait till the speaker's done and walk up to him or her and say, "Hi, I'm Dan Swinscoe. Nice to meet you. Can I ask you a question?" I've had the opportunity to speak to, like Ben Kibler in person and Hawkins, and I asked Hawkins, how do you do a Hawkins test when you're Hawkins? Right. So,
wow.
I had a chance to talk to him and Andrews. And when you get the chance to meet these people in person, it's just incredible. Like there was a time where somebody said, "Oh, you know what? Didn't you say you're in Seattle?" Yeah. One of our team docs from Baltimore is moving to Seattle. You should get to know him. Here's his contact information. Tell him I sent you. And now all of a sudden, I've got a new referral source of an elite level doctor working with elite level clientele who's never met me, but because this guy said so, boom.
Yeah. And in those situations, I've had that happen to me a few times out here in Vegas. Ironically, Andrews Institute had a guy, graduated orthopedic surgeon, who's finished his fellowship there, was moving out here to Vegas. And they're like, yeah, he's moving out there, blah. And it's in those situations, if you can just be the human that's like, hey, I heard you're moving out. Can I take you to one of my favorite lunch spots? Can I drive you around town? Can I give you have kids? I'll tell you, here's a list of 5 or 6 things that are really fun for kids to do. And you remembering that they're human is so important, and saying, can I buy you a cup of coffee or can we grab lunch? And one thing, a little trick I always find is, buy a cup of coffee is great because it's always affordable. When you're a young PT or chiro or whatever license, you have absolutely no money and you're trying to get, one great way to do it is breakfast. Breakfast is always cheaper than any other meal, and nobody orders drinks at breakfast. Or I don't know why, but one of my litmus tests for good people is like, hey, can I take you out for some really cheap Mexican food somewhere? And if they're like, oh, hell yeah, I go, okay, you're already one of my good people,
I like you.
Yeah. But if they're like, oh, I don't eat Mexican, or, I don't, I'm vegetarian, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I mean, because I can't think of somebody I enjoy working with that doesn't enjoy Mexican food. It's so good.
Yeah, why not? Well, talk about their human. I'll give you an example. There's a player that I worked with that, he was getting better. He was a free agent when I worked with him. We got him where he was pitching again. He felt fine, but he hadn't pitched in a professional setting, and he was currently a free agent. So it was important for him to go to winter ball. So now he's a Dominican player. So he went back to the Dominican for winter ball. Well, he and his wife just had a baby. So now it's November. The baby's a month and a half old. Wife's all by herself. And I said, does she have any plans for Thanksgiving? Have her come to our place. So we invited her, again, thinking as a human. She's in the city all by herself with a newborn. My wife is Mamas Maximus. And so it was great. So she kind of had a big sister to talk infant with, and she had a place to go, and she wasn't alone at Thanksgiving. And it's just turned out really great. But, and you don't do that because I said so. Just do whatever feels genuine to you. But it was genuine to me. It's like, does Delia have any place to go for Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Please have her come. Because I'd met his wife before because she had come to some of the appointments. And, when she was pregnant, we were talking baby stuff the whole time and so on. So it just felt natural. But again, they're people, right? And so just anything that you have to offer is a people thing. Oh, you're buying a house in Seattle. Do you know anything about the school districts there? Would your wife like to talk to my wife and talk about neighborhoods and decorating? And you just connect, right? Because it's genuine. Trust has to be genuine.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Trust Driven Insights, brought to you by TrustDrivenCare. Imagine a world where all your patient communication is in one place, seamless, effortless, and on autopilot. That's the power of Trust-Driven Care. If you're ready to streamline your practice, check out TrustDrivenCare.com and see what's possible. Trust-Driven Insights. Real conversations. Smarter care. Stronger business.